All right, we're back. It's been a busy week, but we got a lot done. Here's what's going on. So this window was already in. I had installed it, but it was really poor framing done. And down here at the bottom, there was a dog ear, and this frame was actually sitting lower. You can see there's still a gap in there, but compared to this side here, but we were able to jack this up and kind of level the window a bit more. Again, no framing. This was the frame right here. These boards just nailed through from the side of the house. So inadequate. This hodgepodge here of framing that was done. Not sure what the point was of that. There's some garbage over here. Ripped this out. Went to rip this out, but behind it, these boards are about maybe 10 inches wide. That's it. So that 2x4 there, which doesn't seem to be serving much of a purpose, is actually used to lag those boards in and keep a hole in the house from not happening. So we had to leave that behind, but we hit a few snags with this project. Thomas got these 2x4s in. We went 16 on center off the corner because that wasn't done. We put in a jack stud on each side and used this as the header. Now you can see my X. This was supposed to come out along with these. This one was going to keep, but this one goes to the roof line. The apex that's coming down is a 2x6 that's flipped, and we couldn't remove this, so it prevented us from taking out that one. And why we couldn't remove this was it was lagged through the wall like as usual, but also there's some crisscrossing done with this one with nails, some pretty heavy duty nails. So it would have required probably an hour and a half to 2 hours of labor just to get that sloppy header out of here. And it was not tied in over here. This was another stud that was in, but it only went this high. It didn't even go up to the roof line or into the attic. So here's what we ended up doing is we left this intact, left these intact up here. We built a kind of a modified bridge in between these studs going to the roof line. And that was just to give some structural support for these studs coming down to this header, displace some of the kind of point weight, if you will. And we put in this king stud going to this to tie off that and attach the jack stud to it. So you can see down the bottom we added some cripple joints on both sides, and that shores up the whole window and the wall. What I'm doing right now over here is they had some boards going between these 2x4s sideways. They were about maybe 15 inches. Just flat boards. I have no idea what purpose they were serving, but I just ripped those out, and this is all 19.5 on center, not 16. So I'm getting ready to put in some 16 on center studs so we get this insulated and sheetrocked. Next on Monday, Tom's coming back over, and he's going to sand this floor before we button up the walls because it needs some refinish work. You can see over here where they had a giant cast iron tub and it didn't belong up here. It actually caused a lot of displacement and deflection in the beams in the kitchen down below underneath. Too much weight. Those cast iron tubs weigh a few hundred pounds. Put a body in it filled with water and you're vastly close to 1,000 pounds sitting on an improperly framed structure. So that is obviously gone. We're going to put in a tiled shower pan eventually. That was a project that this whole thing started with, but the bathroom led to many other things. But it's easier to sand this floor before putting the drywall up because the drywall will attract all those dust particulates, and it will be a giant pain to try to vacuum that off, and it'll affect the paint going on the wall and all that fun stuff. So we're going to do that Monday, and then we'll get this whole room insulated and drywalled, and over here is going to be what's called backer board for tiling, because that's where the shower is going to be. So that's what's going on today and the past few days. Give you an update, and we're going to get this thing sealed up before the cold weather comes, because it's already starting out here. All right, have a good one.